Oh, hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much, my darlings, for joining me on your bi-weekly reading. I think I've called it a bi-weekly reading. 1st to the 14th of May 2020. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe. For the reading, we're going to use the Dark Mansion Tarot. I haven't used this deck in quite a while, actually. Thought I'd drag it out again. It's really good, lovely deck. And Spiritual Advice, the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. So let's get shuffling, Gemini. Okay, Gem, so we've got the cards out. Let's have a look at what the cards are saying. So just try and just pull these up a little bit here, actually, because they're also looking a little bit crooked on the screen, I think. So let's just try and smarten the cards up a little bit on the desk. There we go. So let's have a look at what the energy is that you're facing. What are you facing over the next sort of few weeks? Next couple of weeks, 1st to the 14th of May 2020. Oh, okay, that's a surprise. 10 of Swords. And 10 of Swords would be, I think that's Gemini, isn't it? Is 10 of Swords Gemini? Hang on, 2 of Swords is Libra. 3 and 4 is Libra. And then you've got, yeah, it is. This is definitely you. It's your 3rd decan in Gemini, this is. This is definitely, you know, it's an interesting card, 10 of Swords is. 10 of Swords is, you know, I often, how I work as a reader is you know, when you're reading the tarot, you know what the meanings are, and you can either read maybe, you know, the weight system, the Rider-Waite system, or you can do things like, you know, the toss system, that type of thing. I do Rider-Waite system, but, you know, what I love about tarot is that you can really adapt things. You know, you can look at a card and you can really look at it and you say, that just looks so much like that. And to me, this looks like somebody who's really, you know, they're dealing with some shit, because I've seen this card show up for a family member that I did a reading for a few months ago, and this person did have, you know, was really upset and had to go to the doctors because she wasn't coping. But the 10 of Swords can mean several things. It can mean backstabbing. It can mean, you know, it can mean when people are talking behind your back. It can mean that when people are putting knives into your back. So it can mean mental pressure, the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords can mean also that you're accepting something, you're giving in to something. The 10 of Swords can mean that you're done with something, you're over it. But the 10 of Swords also on this deck, for me, on the Dark Mansion Tarot, just looks like somebody who's overly stressed out. This can be overly thinking, you know, this can be overkill. So an overkill of thoughts. I remember watching a video on YouTube with an amazing tarot reader. He was a tarot teacher, amazing guy. I can't even remember his name, but I always remember something he said about the 10 of Swords. He said you only need 1 sword to kill someone, and yet this has 10 swords. So it's like overkill. So for me, this card can be like overthinking as well with the 10 of Swords. And some of you guys, you are facing a very, I think personally, and you know, I'm just a real reader. That's all I am. It's all I can be. I can't be anything other than I'm not. And I know that a lot of people prefer to go to readers on YouTube that will tell them all these wonderful things about people coming back and, you know, reconciliation and they're back and all this shit. But I don't read like that. I just, you know, and I'm not putting any other reader down. I think that everybody does a fantastic job on YouTube, and I really do rate a lot of readers on YouTube that I think are absolutely phenomenal and fantastic, really, really good readers on YouTube. But at the end of the day, I read how I read, and you know, I just try and be as honest as I possibly can. A lot of people don't like that, but it's just who I am. You know, and for me, the 10 of Swords, it does look like some of you guys might be facing a bit of a stressful time. 10 of Swords energy. What's influencing this situation here? The 9 of Wands energy. I think, you know, you go from a 9 to a 10, and the 9 of Wands is about having to stand. If you look at this particular 9 of Wands, he looks like he's guarding something. So often I see the 9 of Wands as the guardian. Often I see the 9 of Wands as being the person who's responsible for a lot of stuff. Often the 9 of Wands is about having to persevere. You've got this uphill climb. So some of you guys, it might be that you've been trying to persevere with something for a very, very long time. With that 9 of Wands, you know, you've been keeping a stiff upper lip, and you've been like, you know, I'm trying to make it through. I'm keeping my head on my shoulders. You know, and that's the thing with the 9 of Wands. When you get this card, it's about perseverance and just keep on going regardless of whatever. Usually the 9 of Wands has a band-aid on his head. He doesn't have a band-aid on his head here. He's not showing us hurting, but I feel that this is influencing this. Well, it's obviously influenced because he's in that position. So I think that you guys have really tried to keep going with something. And I think that really, in a way, you've been very stoic, because the Nine of Wands, Gemini, is all about being stoic. You know, in the face of adversity, we don't break down. We stand in our, you know, in our strength, and we you know, we stand in our, you know, we stand, and we don't back down. That's your Nine of Wands energy there. I can't think of the word for the Nine of Wands, but it's about stoicism, and it's about just kind of, you know, standing in your strength and never giving up. That's the Nine of Wands energy. But I think that since it's influencing this, I think that you guys are probably looking beyond, you know, looking behind everything. You've been putting on this kind of brave face. You've been just keeping on in there, and there's been a lot of hurt going on, hence why you're facing this, because of this, you know. I think this is both. I think that this is you, but you know, both cards represent you. I think that you've been standing strong in the face of adversity with the Nine of Wands, and I think that with the Ten of Swords, it's probably over the next 2 weeks going to culminate in kind of like, I don't know how much more I can kind of take of this, if I'm being completely honest. You can switch off, guys, it's up to you, I don't mind, but I'm just saying what I see. And I know that a lot of people will go to readers who can give them, you know, the happiest, and you know, and that's what I try and do, but I also try and keep things real. That's what I'm saying. So I just feel that there's, you know, some of you guys are like, I'm at the end of my tether, because that Ten of Swords is like, I'm at the end of my tether. And it would make sense with the Nine of Wands to get a Ten of Swords, where you kind of like, you know, how, you know, because this is a card about perseverance, and you're having to really, really, really keep on in there. And I think that for some of you guys, it is where you're getting to the point in the next 2 weeks where you're saying, I don't think I can carry, I just can't do this. And what's the reason that everything is occurring? Some of you guys, it's work. Things coming to a standstill. And that would make sense as well in the times that we're living in, you know, in the situation that everybody's living in at the moment, where people are losing their jobs left, right and centre, where, you know, everything has a domino effect, you know. I mean, I've been very lucky in the business that I run, Carol's Universe. It's been a very, very, I'm not the most viewed person on YouTube, no I'm not, but I run a very, very good business, a very successful business, and a business that I'm extraordinarily proud of, because I built it from these hands right up to where it is right now. And I have my twin sister as my business partner, who's really, really been there for me, and she's a marketing genius. She already works as a project manager for a university. She's incredible with what she does with my business as well. So I've been very, very fortunate, you know, very fortunate indeed. But there's a lot of people out there who are keeping this stiff upper lip. They're carrying on going, you know, despite maybe work coming to a standstill with the Knight of Coins energy, or, you know, because things going on with work aren't happening at the moment. There's no business coming through. And remember, you know, I've had people, you know, order readings where, you know, what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about this? Because this has happened, that happened. But with the current climate for some people, you know, it is a case of basically, shit, this person's business has gone down, so now they're not ordering from me. What are we going to do? Because it's all a, you know, it's a domino effect. So it may be something to do with your job. It may be something to do with your business, because this is a business person running your own business. And you've been trying to keep things going with that Nine of Wands energy. And also, the Nine of Wands is all about protecting what you have. So you've been trying to keep things going. You've been trying to protect what you have. But I feel that coming in the next 2 weeks, it may get a little bit overwhelming, if I'm being honest, with that Ten of Swords. What have you been experiencing over the last quite a few weeks or so? Well, I think that you've been looking at different ways with the Seven of Cups energy. I mean, look, the Seven of Cups isn't always confusion. Sometimes the Seven of Cups says, well, we're looking at a way out of the situation. So we're looking at our options. Some of you guys, you may have been looking at options for raising capital, raising money. I'll clarify that. I'll ask what it is that you've been trying to find an option on. What is the options that Gemini's been looking at in one card over the last few weeks or months? Let's have a look. Strength. So I think you've been looking at ways in which you can really kind of keep this business going, or your job going, or whatever it is, because strength is about upholding things. So I think that you've been looking at ways in which you can kind of, and also the strength card is control. So that beast is about to get out of control if that person lets go. So you'll probably be looking at ways in which you can keep things in line, in which you can keep things under control. Now, those things that you keep under control also will be things like your bills. You don't want your bills to get out of control, you know, or your mortgage payments or your rent payments. So it's really about I'm looking at ways that I can keep things in my life under control with the strength energy showing there. Okay, some of you guys, it may be that you've been looking at ways, and I'm sorry to say this, I just felt compelled to pull the next card, King of Wands in the reverse. If you're dealing with a you know, if you're dealing with an abusive partner, some of you guys might have been looking at ways how you keep this King of Wands under control, especially if you've got somebody around you who's very temperamental. And in this time, you know, we do hear, you know, these kind of, you know, these abuse cases happening more and more underneath the conditions that we're living in. So you might have been looking at ways that you can keep somebody under control, for example, showing here as well. How are you approaching everything though, Gemini? You're just very stoic, aren't you? King of Swords, Queen of Swords, sorry. You're very stoic, and you're also looking very objectively at what can be done, which I think is phenomenal, to be honest with you. You know, I'm looking at this reading, and in a way, I kind of want to cry. It sounds really weird, but I do. I feel like I want to shed a bit of a tear here, because what I feel so amazingly in this reading, if it resonates with you at all, Gemini, is just your stoicism. It's unbelievable. It really is. In fact, it really is incredible. If it relates to you, if it resonates with you, I applaud you. I really do, because when you're approaching shit in your life from the position of a Queen of Swords, you're rolling up your sleeves and you're saying, right, okay, right, what can we do? Okay, let's get some solutions going, because that's what she does. She finds solutions to problems. She doesn't get emotionally overwhelmed by everything. Now, the problem is that you're facing that Ten of Swords, because the stoic cards in this reading are the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Swords, Strength, and the Seven of Cups together, right? So you're looking at ways that you can keep certain things under control, especially as well if you've got somebody in your life who's, you know, who's losing it a little bit with the King of Wands in the reverse, or you've got an abusive partner, that type of thing. But you're approaching everything with an air of, you know, let's look at this objectively. There's no time to be subjective now. It's not all about me, because that's the beauty of the Queen of Swords. She never looks at things like from a subjective point of view. She's not a narcissist, and she's not that you'd be a narcissist. What I'm saying is she's not somebody who's worries me. She's not like, oh, why is this happening to me? That's her when she's in the reverse. In the upright, she's not like that. She's like, oh, right. She's like, come on, let's get going. Let's sort this out. Let's just sort this freaking thing out now. Come on. Let's look at ways that we can find a solution. We can see that here, Seven of Cups and the Strength, you've been trying to find solutions in which you can try and control the situation here. All right, you don't want it to get out of control. Out of control would be Strength reversed. You want to keep things in line, especially maybe a person around you. So you'd be looking at solutions on how you can do that. Therefore, what's the most likely outcome? You're going to be fine, the King of Coins. I think you'll be absolutely fine, okay? I think that you'll accomplish this, because the King of Coins would mean accomplishment. So the most likely outcome, if you carry on the way that you're going, you will accomplish this with the King of Coins energy, because the King of Coins means to put the hard work in and see the results for your hard work and labour here. If it's a money situation, you'll get money. You'll have money coming in, as long as you keep at it. I know it's not easy to do, because you know, and the thing with the Nine of Wands as well, and the Ten of Swords, anything that sits next to the Nine of Wands, this is, especially if you get cards like Ten of Swords, Tower, that type of thing, and you've got it sitting next door to the Nine of Wands, it means that you're close to, with the Tower, having an outburst. So if you get the Nine of Wands and the Tower, somebody's close to losing their temper. If you get Nine of Wands and Ten of Swords, somebody's close to having a breakdown. It's that type of thing, because it's fire energy, and it means you're right up to the wire. So, you know, bravo to you. I know it's not easy, and when I say this to you, I'm like, oh man, should I be saying this? Because this looks pretty serious for some people. But, you know, if you just carry on going, because you're going great guns, Gems. You really are. You really, really, really are. It's not easy, this reading. But one thing I really applaud you for is that you're not Queen of Swords reversed at all. You're not, and actually, if that King of Wands isn't a person, this might be you looking at ways that you can control yourself from losing it as well, with the King of Wands in the reverse. So that doesn't have to be a person. That might just be a figure of who, you know, a part of who you are. The King of Wands in the reverse can lose his temper. He's overly temperamental. You know, he gets pissed off real fast. He can be abusive, he can be rude, he can stamp his feet. He's like that. So this may just, if this isn't a person, this is you. And you may be looking at ways on how you can control yourself, stop yourself. you know, King of Wands energy, you know, losing control, or even doing something stupid and overly radical, because this can be like an overly radicalized kind of like charismatic leader type thing. Think of the King of Wands and think about a cult leader in when he's reversed. So this is like radicalism sort of thing. So maybe that you're looking at ways that you can kind of looking at ways to control doing something really radical and really silly perhaps as well with that King of Wands in the reverse. What do we see coming in then? So if you carry on doing what you're doing, you're going to be fine, because you'll get the money that you need, okay? You'll accomplish what you need to accomplish with that King of Coins sitting there as the most likely outcome. What are you going to experience coming in though? Okay, I mean, there may be, you know, the Five of Coins is an interesting card because, you know, there are going to be some financial hardships for some of you. I won't lie, the Five of Coins is financial hardship. All right, and the way that I'm looking at this reading, a lot of it will be to do with finances, because you guys right up to that wire, you've tried persevering, you're facing kind of shit, what am I going to do? Ten of Swords energy showing here, really feeling stressed because of work, money, job, you know, business. And, you know, why do we get stressed out about business and work? We get stressed out when there's no money coming in, or we've only got a small amount of money coming in. That, you know, we're used to getting a lot, we don't get a lot coming in. That's when people start getting stressed, because people got bills to pay, people got mortgage to pay, people got rent to pay, people got food to buy, you know, all of those things. And, you know, it's in times like this, it's not the, for example, I'm not buying any tarot cards now myself. I won't buy them. I'm not wasting my money, because I know that the business that I'm in, and I love what I do to the max. I'm so blessed. I mean, it's amazing when you hear so many tarot readers saying, oh, I don't know how to start a tarot business, or I'd love to be working in tarot full time, but I don't know how to do it, and I haven't got a full running business, and I don't know how I'm going to make my money, and I have to work in a job to supplement me. It's amazing when I hear that, because I think, well, how did you do it? How did you get to run this business full time? Like, it's your business, it's your bread and butter. But in this climate, I recognise the value of saving money and being careful with money, because I don't know what's going to be coming around the corner next month. You know, my business is dependent on, it's not so, I'll be honest with you, I don't have enough views on my videos for, you know, the business to be dependent on YouTube. There are a lot of YouTubers out there, tarot YouTubers, that are getting 50, 60, 70,000 views per video, 100,000 views per video. I think I saw one the other day with 500,000 views per video. Incredible numbers, amazing, and you know, well done, good on them, fantastic. And they will easily make a massive living either through their advertising revenue or through customers, because if you're getting those level of views, you've got it made. You're making a lot of money, you know, per month. My business is very lucky that I have read for thousands of people, so I have a massive pool of clients. I have people coming from the videos, of course I do, but I've got a massive pool of clients, and I've got people from other areas that come, you know, word of mouth, that type of thing. So I have a very good, thriving business. But the point that I'm trying to make is that come next month or the month after, and those people that buy my readings find themselves out of a job, what do you think it is that they're not going to buy? First thing they're not going to buy. They're not going to buy any readings, are they? Because they're not really a necessity, are they? So I recognise myself the value of cash and the value of money and the value of being careful. So I have over 250 decks of cards. I've got over 200 and odd books, you know. I've got more stationery than I need. I've got all the technology. All right, I've splurged on one thing, just the one, which is a 12.9-inch iPad coming in a few weeks, but that's it. But then at the same time, I've given away a computer at the same time to my twin sister, my desktop computer. So if I get something new in, I tend to give something out. What I'm trying to say is that in this climate, we've all got to be really careful. And some of you guys are coming in, going to be experiencing financial hardship, but then it may also be with the Five of Coins that if you're experiencing financial hardship, you might need to turn to the state for help, for example, with the Five of Coins. Five of Coins isn't just financial hardship, Gemini. Five of Coins is also receiving some form of financial support as well. Where is this going to lead to in this area here? Well, there's going to be a breakthrough, isn't there? The Ace of Swords. Breakthrough. So we won't say that this is, there is financial hardship, but there is also a need to ask for help and support with the Five of Coins, which is what that card can be. So we could say that you're receiving financial support or you're asking for it. Or if this is financial hardship, then it may lead to you, Ace of Swords energy, not just a breakthrough, but you communicating. Maybe you're asking for something with the Ace of Swords energy, but also this could be a breakthrough as well with the Ace of Swords energy. It may be that through financial difficulties, there's some form of an emotional or a spiritual breakthrough here with this Ace of Swords. What's your hope? The Hermit. Well, to find a solution, I think, with the Hermit, because the Hermit has the lamp. The lamp represents illumination and enlightenment. So to find a solution, it may also be that your hope is to find someone who has the skills and the knowledge to help you through this situation here. And where is everything leading to as a result? Well, the Knight of Cups. So I just feel that you're receiving support, receiving help. Okay, now that 5 of coins, it looks to me like coming in, rather than it just saying that it's about hardship, any type of financial hardship, this may be you asking for help, because the 5 of coins can also be about asking for help and support, in which it's leading to through a breakthrough. So it's leading to a breakthrough here with the Ace of Swords, a solution with the Ace of Swords energy, in which in the long term, as a result of these two cards, long-term wise, you're receiving support, because the Knight of Cups is delivering support. Knights deliver things, and the cups can represent food. Remember, they're vessels that carry things, so they can represent food, they can represent drink, they can represent money, they can represent anything that can be carried in a cup. It's being delivered. So the outcome is you're being supported. They're delivering support to you. So I'm seeing the delivery of support. Okay, so I just want you to know that, you're not on your own. You're definitely, if this reading resonates with you, you're not on your own, Gemini. God is there for you. You have that support going on. The brilliant thing with you is the support that you're looking for. So in these areas here, where we have you looking for ways in which you can, what's the word I'm looking for? So in which you can try and control this energy here. It could be a person, but it could also be with the King of Wands in reverse, your own temper, or even ways that you can, because it may be with some of, I've been hearing that in these times that we're going through, that a lot of people are like applying for loans and loads of money and things like that just to keep themselves going, which is a little bit of a, it's a bit tricky, isn't it, really? So it may be that you're looking at ways that you can try and control doing something radical, i.e. going out and getting some huge loan or something to keep you going. So you're just looking for ways in which you can try and relieve some of the tension that you're under. And you're approaching everything via, and the good thing with her is she's very objective, but not just objective, she's really smart. So the Queen of Swords isn't going to go and she's not going to do anything radical. This is not someone that does things radically. She looks at the situation, she assesses it, and she analyzes it. So you guys are approaching everything from a very analytical point of view. In other words, what you're doing is you're probably doing some form of forensic type of kind of analysis of your finances, of what your incomings are, what your outgoings are, all of because this is you. This is how I read how you're approaching it. So that would be you. So with the Queen of Swords, she's going to strip everything bare. She's going to be like, right, how much are we bringing in? How much are we paying out? What can we not pay for the next couple of months? Let's call this person and see if we can get a payment holiday on this. She'll do everything because these are, when you get swords, they're about finding solutions. That's what, especially the positive swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Knight of Swords to a certain extent, Ace of Swords is another one. They're all about finding solutions. So here, coming in, what you're going to experience is the 5 of Coins energy, but it's leading to you finding a solution. So even if that 5 of Coins says what you'll experience is a little bit of hardship here, it leads to you finding a solution with the Ace of Swords, in which in the long term you're receiving the support that you need. Knight of Cups energy, or that could be with you with the cup going out and saying, yeah, I need some support, please, can you fill my cup with support? So I just feel that you're asking and you're receiving support here as a result of these energies, because that 5 of Coins is where things kind of get really hairy and to the wire. Very, very interesting reading. But one thing I do love about this reading so much is to see the stoicism, the reluctance to break. I mean, look, this energy here will be you won't be able to stop that. All right, you will not be able to stop that. I think that Gemini is one of the strongest zodiac signs. Okay, you just come across as some really strong, hard-ass people, which I love about you. You seem, well, you're air, so I feel that you're more analytical than a lot of other signs, as it were. Even I'm a Scorpio, and we can kind of sometimes be a little bit, but we're water, we're affected emotionally quite a bit. But to be honest with you, Scorpios for me are very kind of, to me, they're very stoic as well. But, this you cannot help. You won't be able to help that, because it's after such a long time. You've been standing there and standing there and standing. You're like, yeah, I'm persevering. I'm doing it. I'm not giving up. I'm just standing in there. I'm doing it. And then you go over to this. So what you experience as a result of that is, I'm tired. I don't know whether I can get on. I'm trying my best, and it's one of those. It's like I've been put on a brave face. My kid's been asking me if I'm all right. I'll be okay. And I'm like, yeah, we're fine. My husband, I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm fine. And then you go to your bedroom. You're like, oh man, oh fuck, because it's one of those things that you just can't help, because of work, because of business, because things might be going really slowly, because things may have come to a bit of a standstill. But the brilliant thing with you is that even though this is occurring in the next 2 weeks for some of you guys, there you are, how you're approaching everything. Again, it's this stiff upper lip, Queen of Swords, Nine of Wands, just a stiff upper lip. You're like, right, okay, let me analyse this, let me see, right, what's coming in? Okay, we've got this coming in, yeah, okay, we're paying this out. That's Queen of Swords there, she's writing it all down. She's like, okay, what can we save here? Okay, we could save that there, we could save that there. That's what she does, yeah? And you're like, because I'm not willing to back down on this, and you're looking at ways, and you're like, right, which way? What ways can I try and control doing anything too stupid here? King of Wands reversed. Or what way can I try and control maybe somebody around me getting out of control because they're under pressure of this situation? And I could understand if we say it like that, Gemini. What's really interesting is that you can see the picture starting to build, can't you? You can see how that would come about, can't you? Because the way that I've just explained it, right, let's sort out the bills. What's coming in, what's going out? Okay, blah, 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 blah. Right, let me look at the situation. Let me look at the options that I've got here and how I control this person from doing something stupid or me doing something stupid. So you can see all of that. Right, I've got to keep this up a bit. Right, I'm going to keep strong. So you can see all of those effects. All of those things that you're trying to do, Gemini, in the Queen of Swords, in the Nine of Wands, in this area here, it all feels like there's an awful lot of pressure on you. It really does. But the most likely outcome will be that you will accomplish what you need to accomplish here, whether it's money or whatever else, you will accomplish it. We do see here that, yeah, this is kind of getting a bit close to the wire. There's hardship here, but it's going to lead to a breakthrough with the Ace of Swords energy, all right? Because your hopes would be to find a solution. He finds solutions, the Hermit, and the overall outcome will be the Knight of Cups. There is help on its way as well. Knight of Cups, help is on its way. I'm going to say that. Help is on its way. As a result of everything, help is on its way. I could cry at this reading. If it relates to you, Gemini, bravo to you. It's phenomenal. I've just felt that so strongly. The energy in that reading was incredible to feel. Just, I don't know, I feel really exhausted now having done that. I think I might have to take an hour off before I do anybody else, because the energy that I just felt in that reading was kind of like really intense, and I could understand why somebody would get to that point if they were having to deal with all of these things. I really, really could, and I really empathise with you guys. Let's have a look at what Spirit has to say to you. Help is on its way, okay? Help is on its way. If it resonates with you, darling, help is on its way, but you've got to, and you'll do it anyway, because you've been doing all the trouble is, Gems, you've been taking everything on your own shoulders. You've got to ask for support now. You've been trying to keep things going because you've been trying to do it all yourself, but now is the time to start asking, and you will receive. Let's have a quick look at what the spiritual advice is. Universe, Spirit, what's the spiritual advice for Gemini, please, on this reading? What's the spiritual advice for Gemini? What's the spiritual advice for Gemini, please? Power. Oh my God, we've got the Strength card again. Power, showing here. Foundation and achievements. The Four of Wands, okay? So the advice is power, strength. I think it's saying have faith, have belief, stand strong with the power card, which is strength, okay? Because you are going to start building this foundation with the Four of Wands energy. Have faith, because you're going to build this new foundation, all right? This new foundation will be built. You're going to start achieving new things. It's almost like you're building something new, because the fours represent structure and stability and building something new. The Four of Wands energy showing here. You're going to accomplish something here. Four of Wands is accomplishing something in its first stage. Though there's more work to be done, you're accomplishing something here. So have faith that you're going to accomplish what you need to accomplish, showing here. All right? Just have faith. You're going to build what you need to build. You're going to achieve. You're going to build and I think, you know, if you feel that the foundation that you've already built is falling down, it's not. It's only just beginning. And it's the way that you rebuild. It's really weird. Everybody talks about this kind of new earth being built after all of this stuff kind of, you know, kind of goes away. And I really believe that. I believe that most people who are suffering now, if this resonates with you, Gemini, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. And it's just the beginning of something even more stronger and more powerful for you guys. It really is. It's just the start of something more incredible. And sometimes we have to suffer in order to rebuild something greater than ourselves. But you know, ask and you will receive. Ask Ace of Swords and you will receive with the Knight of Cups. Okay? Ask and you'll receive. All right? Have strength. Have belief. Have faith. Okay? You're building a new foundation here. Okay? And it's going to be better and stronger than ever. I'm telling you, it really is. All right? Okay? I love you loads, guys. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Seriously. I know that you will. You're just so strong. If it resonates with you, you're too strong, Gemini. You really are. I've not met a Gemini that isn't strong. I really haven't. I've always met Geminis. All the Geminis that I've ever known have always been solution people. Always, always. So you're going to be just fine. Alright, that is your reading, my darling. If you'd like to order a reading, you can click on the link in the comment section or the end screen. Love you guys loads. Take care. Bye-bye.